gentlemen, welcome to Tuesday Connect. This is another episode and we are so glad that you are able to join us. At Tuesday Connect, we take some time to answer the question, what does the Bible say? And we will be doing that today. And I will get to tell you a few things about what we'll be doing later. But first things first, let's just finish a few things here. Have you subscribed yet? Please feel free to go down on our YouTube YouTube channel. YouTube channel. Please feel free to go down and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that then you'd be able to know when we have new content coming out. Now, we're going to be talking about side hustles today. We know that a lot of us have side hustles. We want to explore that whole issue. Is it a good thing? Is it a sin? Is it a bad thing? What should we do? Should we explore having more? Should we explore having less? What does the Bible say about these things? And with me today are, he said that I call him the right reverend because he's seated
the most right.
No,
they are reverends. They are right reverends. I'm the guy at the extreme right.
You're the extremely right reverend.
That one.
Pastor Kadu is here with us today, and on my left, the extreme left pastor.
No, me, I'm just. Just on the left.
You're just on the left.
I'm a simple guy. I'm not like Kadu.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. Ted is here with us, and he has been away for a long time, and hopefully he will let us know why now.
Okay. Good evening, viewers. Whatever time you're watching this. My name is Ted, and I've been away. I went to get a bling, and I am happy to be back with a bling. Back with a bang.
With a blingy bang.
With a blingy bang.
Good job. Good job.
I got married recently and enjoying the journey. So yeah.
So Ted, in your time away, did you end up getting a side hustle?
Well,
he's being away with a side hustle.
That's a good way of putting it.
Good job, Kadu.
I did not, actually. Yes, but my full-time job is to be a husband. And then, part-time, I serve the Lord's people.
Wonderful wisdom. Yes. Great wisdoms there. But why do you think that people feel the need to get into the side hustling market?
Yeah. All right, that's a good question. I think.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much. Thank you so much.
There's a lot of reasons why people get into side hustles. One, it's a trend. You know, like kila mtu, like everybody asks the question, hey, where's side hustle yako ni gani? Almost as though it's an expectation.
Yeah,
like if you don't have a side hustle, you're really wasting your life.
You
I remember when I was in Campo, and I honestly used to admire guys who had side hustles. We had guys like us, past, who just depended on help.
Yeah.
Like without that help.
And didn't we make it?
We made it.
Did we sleep hungry?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not often. So I used to look. This is quickly
Would you like us to post so that you do counseling?
This is quickly becoming a therapy session. When I was leaving, the village to come to the city, I told guys how I'm going to the land of promise to make it in life. Hey, Kanairo is not ours.
What are you making in life? What are you making?
But I used to look up to guys who had side hustles.
Yeah.
We had guys, who, as well, we depended on help and, spread it out within the same. Guys making and he's in Campo, making 30 Gs, or something per month. So I think it's just become a trend.
Yeah.
And many guys view side hustles as, of course you have your side hustle, I think another reason, and part of it is actually, there are some guys who are just naturally very, I was told to say this very well, entrepreneurial.
I used to not do it. No. But we get
entrepreneurial. You get what I'm saying? Entrepreneur.
Like manure.
Like manure. He's having his tenure. So anyway.
Wow, Kadu. Please.
Save,
I'm actually thinking henta. Where I come from is henta.
Entrepreneur. Oh, wow. Guys.
Kadu, are you sure you're not from Uko Eastern.
That's the East.
It
Where
looks
the
like
wise
that's-
man came.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hento.
That's true.
All right, Henter.
There was one hinted.
But Kadu actually lives those sides. So
He's
now
true.
your influence in
Yeah,
the
man.
Nawenda.
Yeah. So the guys were just naturally very wanajua biz.
Okay.
Kuna watu wanajua biz. There are people who see opportunities everywhere.
Yeah,
As
that's
we see problems, then they see opportunities
Yeah,
to make
that's true.
moolah.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, those are I think two reasons I can think of. I'm sure there's plenty more. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's the whole security, where we have this imaginary fear that what we have is not enough. And so you want to make more so that you can live a more secure life,
Yeah.
maybe in retirement.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, there's the whole, even financial gurus advising you to have, multiple
Streams of income.
streams and portfolios. And so I guess it's just the way it is.
Yeah. And in this world, there's always that desire to want to get more. To want to fit into a certain social club. And man, one salary doesn't do it for a lot of people, right? And an 8-to-5 job doesn't do it for a lot of people. So I guess that would be it. Would you say that some people also get into side hustles?
Wait a minute. I'm stuck at one salary. Doesn't cut it.
For a lot of people?
Could it be that a lot of people are living beyond their means?
What are you saying about us?
Exactly.
What are you saying
I
about
just
us?
asked a humble question.
What are you saying about us?
I think it depends, honestly, because that one salo might not really meet your needs, right? I'm thinking about, like, say, the number of people who, for instance, for one reason or the other, want to choose, like, say, the wife, often it's the wife, wants to stay home and just be a homemaker, which, by the way, I think is one of the most noble things you can do. Like, there's, in this culture, I don't need to remember, career women and stuff like that, but sometimes we don't look at homemaking as something that is very noble. So in that case, for instance, the guy will most likely, especially if the wife was working, need to sort of cover for whatever needed to be covered. So I think sometimes actually, like oftentimes, it does spring from a very legitimate need. And then Kanairo is not a very cheap place to live.
Yeah. Truth is, life has become expensive. The pay grade has remained the same since 1960.
Oh, yeah, employers.
You look at inflation, the cost of fuel. By the yesterday I saw,
Oh, man.
Hey.
someone said that gas has become so expensive. You know that gas right now is more expensive than cocaine.
We wouldn't know.
So you might...
I was about to know that then
Yeah, so this guy
caught
was saying,
myself.
you might as well just take some coke and run everywhere.
Hey, but then the number of memes just for petrol and stuff
but
like
guys.
that. I saw another car that Sijui had overturned. So near a petrol station. So I said, but hiyo ni nda ilienda ikaona price ya fuel iko
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
but-
life is expensive. Life is expensive, man.
Yeah.
And so people are forced to, try make ends meet. Because ultimately you have bills, you have responsibilities.
That's true.
Yeah.
And some people actually just have time in their hands.
Yeah.
I mean, they those people that are extra, the index ones, those ones that have, they do their work and they do it well, but they are washwad. Like, what else can I do? What else can I? Yeah, so I guess that there are a lot of legitimate reasons why people get into side hustles.
Yep.
I think the question that we need to ask next.
Nesked.
The question that we
Alikuwa
need,
anasema ati Dex instead of desk.
Yeah, Dex.
Dex. Teacher, he has food in his Dex.
So next, you're saying?
Yeah.
as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. The next question, the following question,
Yes.
the progression,
subsequent.
thank you.
Yes,
The subsequent question that we're going to ask here is it possible that side hustles could be sinful?
Or let's just say be either unwise, because sometimes it's not sin necessarily, just maybe unwise.
Thank you for answering my question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think there's a couple of things that we can think about in terms of when, like pursuing side hustles, a side hustle or many side hustles, like I do. No, I'm kidding.
But are you?
I have
Are
only
you?
Am
one.
I?
Are you?
I have only one primary
Don't tell us.
hustle.
Don't
Hustle,
tell us.
yeah.
But the
I am a
hustle to
preacher.
make
You're a preacher.
disciples.
Yes.
That one.
You're
Hallelujah.
hustling
Yes.
to bring many into the kingdom of God.
Glory.
You and Paul.
My
Galore.
other side hustle. By the
Same
way,
was
You
up.
and Paul.
Same was up.
Same was up.
You're working hard to ensure that you become Paul's neighbor in heaven.
In heaven. That is if he's not already.
If, by the way, that's assumption she's working with. You know, if I tell you of my
You
missionary
guys.
journeys,
Paul was
the
Chapwan.
one I cover every single day.
Paul, from
Missionary journeys.
through Mombasa Road.
Oh yes. Can
Yeah, I
you
take
by
it
the
back,
way
I
you
take it
travel
back.
every day?
Missionary
yeah.
journeys.
That's a heart for
Yeah,
God's
that's
people.
missionary journeys.
It's a
All
heart
the
for
way
God's
huko Mavoko.
Okay. So now you just need to be shipwrecked and to be
Yeah.
Chapwan.
Kuchapua 5 times.
But you see,
39 lashes.
because where I live, there are no oceans and
No, we can
water.
arrange. We can arrange.
I get
for-
shipwrecked
Yeah.
by running out of fuel. And stuff like that, I mean.
God.
Oh my gosh.
What were we even saying?
I know. We were saying multiple streams of income
Thanks.
and many side hustles can become a bad thing. I think one, if, for instance, it breaks your health.
Okay.
Right? Let me give an example. There's a couple of times actually I've been carried by an Uber driver who tells me that they have a full-time job, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they check in like at 7 and they leave like say at 5 or 6,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then they work now with the Uber like up to around 1 a.m.
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And then go home, nini, eat, prepare for kesho.
Yeah.
So basically this dude is sleeping between 2 and like
Oh,
6
man.
or 5:30.
Yeah.
3.5 hours.
Yeah. Oof.
You know, Mother Nature is not to be messed with. Because oftentimes you can like break the rules for a time, but eventually it catches up with you.
Yeah.
So if, for instance, doing your side hustle doesn't really help you to rest, you know, it breaks your health over time
Yeah.
because you will.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
will not run on 3.5 hours of sleep
Yeah.
for long. Like at a certain point, it catches up with you.
Yeah.
One day you'll be on the road, nini, doze off,
Oof.
and who knows what could happen.
Yeah.
And those.
Yeah, and doze. Yeah, unaamka ukiangalia Paul. Ama Peter akiangalia jina yako. Ulisema? Jina yako ni gani exactly?
Ati tumalize trip.
Ati he. Ai, Kadu.
Ati Peter leo nitaka tumalize trip.
Wanted to be reminded, Buddha iliisha.
Elisha,
You are here.
that's how come.
Oh my
Na umekuja mapema. You were not supposed to.
Uli nini?
You know,
Isn't there a proverb?
There is actually, yeah. I
there
think
is.
it's Proverbs 23,
23.
verse...
23.
No, it's 23, I'm sure.
Verse 4.
Verse 4, yes,
it?
exactly. Yes. I think it says, do not wear yourself out. This is one of the translations. Do not wear yourselves out trying to make wealth. Have the wisdom to show restraint. And I think that's such a... I like
Powerful.
the pithiness of the Proverbs, you know, because like that just says, yeah, there's a time where, by the way, you have to think about, hey man, this is not good. Like now I'm wrecking my health,
Yeah.
so I need to be careful about this side hustle. I think that's one of the reasons. Second reason maybe would be if, for instance, it breaks, if it compromises your ability to care for your family, right? And okay, I know this might sound harsh, right? But if you read the Bible, for instance, we talk about like some of the gods of the Canaanites.
Yeah.
They were really bad.
Yeah.
Like, is it Molech or Molech? One of those. He required, or the goddess required child sacrifice,
Yeah.
right? And oftentimes we'll be like, hey, see, we don't do stuff like that. But if you think about it, in this day and age, sometimes I think we do child sacrifice in a sense. Why? Because we sacrifice kids and family time at the altar of success.
That is so
Like I'm
profound, yeah.
so concerned about rising up the ranks, about making it in
Oh,
life,
man.
that I'm willing to sacrifice time with my family.
Oh,
I had
man.
a story of a guy, real story by the way, who said he'd risen up the ranks, but he got to, like his son now was like 16 years of age, and now he was confessing because he realized, man, I've neglected my family for so long.
man.
And he said, I just don't know my son. Because I got lost in the boardroom, you know?
Yeah.
Nini's, and he'd really, really, really been successful.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, if you are successful in this life, career-wise, but then you break your family, you don't know your wife, you don't know your kids, you don't know, you're not able to connect with people and stuff
Yeah.
like that, is it really worth it? So
Is
those
it
are,
really
yeah, those are, I
successful?
think, like two places I can think of where side hustles now can become it's not a good thing. It's sinful, it's unwise, it's, not
Yeah.
helpful.
Oh man.
I'm just thinking, that is when it becomes thoughtless. You're just chasing for the sake of chasing. Because just hearing this story, I mean, I'm thinking, what is success? At the end of the day, what do we consider success? I mean, if I failed my family and I made loads of money, for what and for who? Understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, we've had cases where people are saying, I don't want your money. Like, you were never there for us, man. We don't care about this money.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the rationale usually is, hey, I'm working so hard so that you guys can have a good life. And then at a certain point, the twist says, I don't want your money, I just wanted you.
You want it.
Yeah.
This whole
Oh,
time.
man.
You know? Yeah.
Tears.
Yeah, so thoughtlessness. But then again, we also need to ask ourselves. So, I mean, it's talked about the whole cost and benefit analysis. If well, I'm just trying to think whether the benefit can really outweigh the cost. If you're wise, then, as the prophet says, I think that is possible. But then, at what point is your pursuit of money and success and material things? At what point does it become a problem? I'm avoiding the word idolatry, but I'm tempted to use
Although
it.
you have already used it.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there are times when we just do it not because we are in need,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
there are people who
Yeah,
are really
yeah.
paid well. There are people who have multiple streams, but then somehow you want to keep running.
Yeah.
I think at that point you need to ask yourself, really, is it money you're pursuing, or have you become a worshipper at an altar? And all that matters is, because I mean, when you look at even how Jesus views money, I think Jesus talks about money more than he talks about even the kingdom of God in the Bible. Somebody noticed that. And when Jesus talks about money, he gives money personality. He actually puts money next to God. Like, these are two rival gods, baying for not baying for your blood, calling for your attention. And he says you can't worship both. You either serve this or hate the other.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easy for us to unknowingly worship success
Yeah.
and wealth and money without even realizing it.
Yeah.
And then soon we discover, man, I wasted my life
Yeah.
pursuing what does not really count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interestingly, just going on from where you've left, Kadu, there are people who actually look for money, like side hustling and stuff, even to the point that they're not able to do disciplines such as prayer and fellowshipping with believers.
Or even enjoy that money.
Or enjoy that money.
Yes.
Oh man, it would be so sad though.
I know.
That you worked all your life and nothing. But yeah, I mean, if side hustling then comes, gets in the way of your worship, then I think that's something to consider as well, right?
Yeah.
Another one that is not said as loudly or as much is, I mean, if your side hustles are coming in the way of your main hustle, then I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It is corruption.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is corruption. Especially if, let's say, you are employed. And so you're supposed to put in a certain amount of time
Yeah.
and focus and energy and everything. So you get paid at the end of the month. But then all your time and energy and effort is tilted towards your side hustle. You are stealing from your employer.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And that is corruption. That is sinful.
You're getting into the office to use the employer's Wi-Fi
I know.
to do your own thing. Yeah.
Right? Employers' time, like, as in, and they're paying you for it.
And they're paying you for
Yeah,
it.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the balance here? Because I think we began by saying that side hustling is not a bad thing, right? And I think that it's good to make that clear. But what with wisdom, then what's the balance? What's the balance there? Hadi.
Well, excuse me. I think for me, there's nothing wrong in trying to have multiple streams. It's a wise thing to do. I mean, even if your family has enough, there's a lot of need in the world.
So what Ecclesiastes? That talks about how many ninis?
Casting
your
bread
bread.
upon the waters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only if you have water.
And don't live in
Yeah,
a jacket.
places in this
In
country
which case, Kadu, you may have a problem.
people like us
man.
not from Eastern, man.
Yeah. Is there no other place we can cast our bread?
Right?
Like in dust.
Will it
Have you been
work?
to Kitengela? But anyway, yeah. So I mean, yeah, the Bible says you cast your bread upon the waters. So, and I mean, there's a lot of need God has placed around us that God would want us to meet. And so, if I am doing what I'm doing because I want to help the needy,
Yeah.
I think it's a noble thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But then, even as I do that, I need to ask myself, how much is enough for me? What is my level of contentment?
Yeah,
Like, when
yeah.
do I say, look, I am good. What I have, what God has given me is good enough for me. Then I can basically share my life with other
Hey, do
people.
people actually get there? Where they say, don't give me more money, I am fine.
Yeah.
I think I need,
Let's not let Ted answer
I
that
think
question.
I need to get there to know.
I know, right?
But I mean, it would be cool.
Yeah,
You know, like when David says, don't give me too much, so that I may beg, neither give me too little, so I would steal. I think there's like a balance where, look, I am happy with what God has given me.
Yeah.
I'm not needy, and I'm not tempted
Yeah.
to steal.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with contentment. It's not a position issue, it's a heart issue.
Absolutely.
And so, if your heart is content, then really it sorts out all these problems, because then you're not disillusioned when you don't get more, and you're not confused and idolatrous when you do get more. So yeah, I think that's a good place to be, Kadri. Any thoughts, Ted?
So other than, and maybe this is kind of tied to that excellent point on just you have to, in a sense, learn contentment. I think also just, so in that, once you define what is enough, and you also define what success means to you.
Yeah, oh, that's important.
Then that sort of gives you a good place to actually think about, all right, success is when, one, my family is stable, you know? Like, I'm in a thriving relationship with my spouse, with my kids, with my, if you're dating, with my boyfriend, girlfriend, or even if you're looking forward to it, that will be success. Because you see how the world defines success and how Christians should define success sometimes can be different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The world will say, I mean, you know, just work for them. You
Get
know, like,
rich or die trying.
Get rich or die trying, you know,
Yeah.
like do your best, even if it may mean that, you know, your
you
family
kanyaga
doesn't thrive. So,
people.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You step on
Yeah.
people and stuff like that. So you have to redefine your values, like what's most important. And the Bible places family as a really important thing. You know, husbands are told, love your wives. In a culture where, by the way, wives were treated as property, you know, you're told, love your wives, and wives submit to your husbands,
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So if you can be prosperous materially, but then your family, your wife can actually say, hey, man, this guy is there. He's a present husband, he's a present father. I think you've really hit a nice, sweet balance. And it looks like sometimes it's unattainable, except it actually is attainable. Usually bad news doesn't, I mean, good news doesn't sell, in a sense. You get what I mean? If a dog bites a man, if a man bites a dog, you know, that's where there's issues. And what I'm sort of driving.
Not in a culture where they eat dogs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the point is made
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sometimes there are many people who are actually able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, God has blessed them materially and stuff, but they're still present in their homes and stuff. So you have to redefine your values. Like, what is success to me? And I think family time is important. But even before that, it's just your own relationship and walk with the Lord.
That's true.
You know, are you able to commune with God? Are you able to get some time, carve out time in your day, just for some focused time of prayer, of communion?
Yeah.
Are you able to just gather with a few other Christians, believers, and talk about your faith, talk about your challenges and stuff? Are you able to come to church on Sunday? So both private and corporate worship.
Yeah.
I think those are important things. And by the way, these are very real things because having worked with young people, there are guys now who are beginning to, you know, they're beginning to sort of like settle themselves in life, and msema pataka job up hivi, certain organization, and now they're requiring, you know, like maybe 15 hours per day. And that person by the way says, Yani, I'm working Monday to Saturday, 16 hours a day. Sunday, mina dozed. Mina dozed too. And then at that point, I've probably had to just ask that guy or chick, hey man, you want to think about either like say negotiating the hours and stuff like that, saying, I'll even take a pay cut, you know, if you must. Chonga some salo kidogo, but I need to be able to even just be able to meet.
That is so ironic.
Yeah.
Telling that to a guy who's doing all those hours to make money.
Yes. Yeah. But isn't that like what the Christian life sometimes is? Our values are countercultural.
We're not of this world.
We're not of this world, you know. We're aliens. Sometimes we'll look absurd. Like I can even imagine you going to your boss to make that that request.
Yeah.
Same way, easy charity, you know, something like that. But sometimes it's probably necessary, you know, and stuff like. So you have to define what success is.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm so intrigued by, I don't know, I thought it just crossed my head. John the Baptist. I mean, you look at his life. The guy is minimalist. I mean, the guy is just like the guy had no clothes. The guy was just eating locusts and whatever bug passed by. And his sole goal in life was to point people to Christ.
Yeah.
And then when Jesus talks about John, he says there's none greater.
Yeah.
And so then how do we define greatness?
Yeah.
Because ultimately it is tied with the whole pursuit.
Yeah.
And Christ looks at me, and I think the greatest endorsement we'll get one day is, you know, welcome home, good and faithful servant. Not because we made tons of money,
That's true.
but simply because we did what was right and pointed people to him.
You're faithful with what you had and what you are called to do.
Yeah.
We are coming to the end of this episode, but I'd just like to hear final words. Oh, before I do that, I think one other thing that we have not mentioned that actually works for a lot of people is just passive ninis of income. Yeah. Ninis? Passive ninis.
Passive streams.
Thank you.
Passive streams of income.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Streams.
Oh yeah, you do need, and those opportunities are there. You know, somewhere you rusha some money and you get like a 10%.
And it doesn't have to be a lot.
Something. Doesn't have to
Just
be a lot.
a little over.
Exactly. Haba na haba hujaza kibaba.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good job.
You're welcome.
Good
Yes.
job.
I got an.
Can a kebab be your stomach?
You know, it works. It works even that way.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
somebody said that if your money cannot solve your problems,
Eat it.
Is that your final word?
I know, right?
Is that what you'd like to let people go with?
He's undoing everything we are trying to say in this episode.
that is a famous Kenyan philosopher.
Yes.
Anyway,
Who actually said that, by the way, to begin with?
A famous Kenyan philosopher.
Who is?
I don't know. I heard it.
That's what you say when you don't know.
Okay, when you don't know.
Yeah.
One of our own poets
Yeah.
has said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But let's hear final thoughts on this issue of side hustling.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the reason why I think we do what we do is because there's a need we're trying to meet. But I think ultimately, that need for contentment and security and significance can only be met by Christ.
That's true.
Yeah, so, man, he says, seek first my kingdom, my righteousness. All these things will be added unto you. And sometimes I look like, I think, like, really? These things that I want will be added unto me? And so maybe I haven't gotten them because my seeking is still, below par.
Kidogo.
But yeah, let's just seek our own security in Christ. I think that is what ultimately will count.
Thanks, Kalu.
Yeah, I think let's learn to trust God, that He will take care of us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, do all you can, engage in that side hustle as long as it doesn't break your health, your family, your time with God and time with God's people, as long as it helps you to kind of live a balanced life. Beyond that, trust God. Trust God, because there are different ways God can even bless you. You know, sometimes He blesses you, for instance, by not allowing you to be sick.
That's true.
You know, you
That's
can
true
actually.
and very underrated.
And by the way, we never think
Yeah.
about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you don't
Right.
think about it
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
an ini, as
Or that your family would never land in hospital.
Exactly.
With like bills.
Exactly.
That, yeah.
So you may not be healthy, but then you might actually be healthy. And God allows you to actually live just a normal life. The other day I was talking to a friend who was telling me, you know, his parents have never been hospitalized, you know? And I'm like, wow, I know how old the folks are. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's a blessing.
Yeah,
That's a blessing. So you may not be very financially well-to-do and in society you're, you know, regular in a sense, but God has blessed you. So let's learn to trust God, that He's got this, man. And if this is how much He's given me, as Kadu is saying, and what we're saying really, stewardship over what He's already given us,
Yeah.
and being content
Yeah.
with that, and saying, this is what the Lord has laid on my laps. I'll work hard, I'll do everything, but whatever He lays on my laps, I'll be grateful for it, and
Yeah.
I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
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 No, but I have a friend, just thinking along those lines, who is like super. She's there, retired, lots of monies, invested everywhere. But she made a comment that I found very interesting. She told me, no, I worked so hard so that in retirement I would enjoy my money. And now her doctor is telling her to kula githeri, nduma, and stuff.
man.
And
Brown
so,
rice.
like,
It
I
wasn't
didn't need to
a
go
ladder.
to school
Yeah.
to afford nduma, understand?
Yeah,
The irony of life.
Mm.
And that, yeah, just
Yeah.
prioritizing what is important.
Yeah.
Not that it is bad to retire
Yes.
with all that and still have nduma.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ndoma is great.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when fried. Wonderful.
Totally.
That's a wonderful place to end. Set your priorities right and trust God to take care of you. That has been Tuesday Connect for us today. We are so glad that you're able to join us. Join us again next week for another episode. Bye.